by saying that I am not a homophobic. A phobia is a fear, and I am not afraid of homosexuals, nor do I hate them. I do not hate any black person because of something that they practice or something that they have been conditioned to do. I do not hate black people that worship white deities. I do not hate black people that are feminists. I do not hate black people that are patriotic and give their consent to be governed and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I do not hate black people that practice interracial relationships, and I do not hate black people that practice same-sex relationships. All of these things are conditions of white supremacy. And whether it be conscious or subconscious, those that practice these things in one way or another support white supremacy, and that is what I hate. I hate white supremacy, not the actual black person that supports it unknowingly. Homosexuality has been conditioned into our people. The same way that that white deity was beaten and forced and conditioned onto us during slavery, the same way that that Miss Independent, I don't need a man mentality was indoctrinated in us during slavery, is the same way that homosexuality was conditioned and forced and raped into us during slavery. It is not part of our African culture. Male homosexuality actually derived from ancient Greece, and pedophilia actually derived from ancient Rome. And that is why still today in the Greco-Roman Catholic Church, men still engage in sexual relations with young boys. And they have many artifacts and statues that prove that this is something that they've been practicing all throughout their history. In Africa, we don't have artifacts and evidence that prove we practice homosexuality. Now, there are some people that try to use our ancient Kemetic ancestors, Neankh-Khnum and Khnum-Hotep, and they try to use an image where they are depicted nose to nose, and they try to say that that is where homosexuality originated from. But much evidence and many historians suggest that they were twins. They were twin brothers, and that's why they have the same name. They both had wives, they both had children, and they were overseers in the same palace. And they were buried together, and that is why they are depicted that way, because they were twin brothers. There is no evidence that homosexuality was practiced in Kemet or anywhere in Africa. During slavery, gay slave owners would actually grease up and shine up our young boys, and they would put jewelry and women's clothing on them, and they would use them as sex slaves. That is one of the many methods that slave owners use to demasculate and devalue the black male. They would take fathers out of the homes, leaving young boys with nothing but the influence of their mothers. They would take the masculine alpha male on the plantation, and they would make examples out of him by beating him and killing him and even sometimes raping him. They would even take their women and rape them in front of male, and he would be able to do absolutely nothing about it. And those that did do something about it, those that did react, were killed as well. And so for a young boy to see